All right, welcome in to Chalk Talk Social. It is Friday, November 7th. We are back on schedule, and Rome Odunze's dad has entered the chat for Scumbag Athlete Dad, causing noise that doesn't need to be caused and saying things that doesn't need to be said, all because Rome put up a big fat goose egg in that big Bears win over the Bengals, which honestly is surprising, but now Pa's out here causing things, stirring things up. So we got that. We got some more, John Morant's dad was chirping KD too. So dads are back. Athlete dads are just back in the news. What's going on, Iman?
Hey, you already know I'm about my money. I'm about my biz. You know it's me when you hear that. There it is. Got my Thiz West Coast stuff going on. I don't know what's up with these dads, man. But now I do think some of these players who know they have like these helicopter dads should be saying, hey, listen, when I get in the NFL or when I get in the NBA, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up, not make anything about you. Like, one thing I know, my mom was like loud at games, but she just never got involved with gameplay, how much I play. Listen, I've always started, but if I wasn't starting, she would be like, yo, you ain't doing something you're supposed to be doing. If they ain't throwing you the ball, maybe you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. But we live in an era where, listen, everybody want to be the center of attention. And like I said, I don't get it. Rome Odunze is like his main target this year. So I don't know.
Yeah. He's been quiet lately, but like still, like let's pause on that. I mean, I know on like the Packers side, like you got Christian Watson's dad is a big presence on social media. Obviously, he's backing his son at any point, while Green Bay Packers fans are trying to rip up Watson as he's going through the injuries and stuff. And then you got like Micah Parsons' brother now is big in Packers Twitter, just saying things all the time. So hey, they got voices too, but like, look, to step in and like stir the pot with your I get defending your kid and like saying that like that whatever. But like instantly stirring the pot with the team and everything, now that's like a different, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, especially if that's an independent thought. Like if Rome Odunze hasn't said anything like that to his dad comes with that. It's like, bro, I got to go in this locker room with these people, man. What do you think they're going to look at me like I'm coming home pillow talking to you or calling you saying stuff and I ain't said nothing to you. And now Caleb and Coach looking at me, so I just feel like it's just more energy towards nothing. But yeah, Michael Parsons, brother, man, I'm that's why I listen. I'm telling you, I didn't like his brother. That's what I meant to ask. Is Michael doing his podcast and still? Because I haven't seen a
clip. I haven't seen a clip in a long time. Honestly, glad. I mean, I only watched a little bit of it, but I haven't seen a clip in a long time. To be honest,
I hated him talking. I never liked NFL, NBA guys podcasting during the season. It just let me know the main thing is not the main thing. And Micah Parsons just didn't know when to shut up. So.
Yeah, you know what it is now? Now all these guys, there's a Packer fan I follow. He's always gaming with Packer dudes. He was gaming with Sauce Gardner, Kyler Murray, which we'll get into. We got a Cardinals fan on the show today, so we'll talk a little Kyler Murray today. But like I know he's a big gamer, and he's got himself in trouble for like streaming COD at the butt crack of the night for game days or something like that, whatever. But I feel like now the new thing is instead of like it's either like you're a podcaster as an athlete or you're a gamer, and it's like. That's it for what you do off the field. But, in Green Bay, there's not shit to do. So maybe he's just no studio for him out there in Green Bay to record or anything like that. Maybe. Yeah, because the only real place for him out there is would be his own place or some dive bar. That's Green Bay. That's it. Or just one of the neighbors' house around the stadium.
I'm going to tell you, Austin, if them folk paid me $20 to $30 million a year, all I'm doing is playing football and getting women. Other than that, I ain't playing no COD. I ain't podcasting. I ain't doing nothing. Getting money and women.
But it ain't us, so here we are podcasting. Hey, we both got women, so we're doing fine. Hey, all right. We're good. We're good. All right, so today, like I said, I'll preface it. We got a Cardinals fan coming on the show, right, which is going to be fun to talk about. They're just, they're coming off, right? They won this last week, right? I'm not mistaken. The Cardinals with Brissett, or did they lose?
Yeah, no, they beat the Dallas Cowboys. No, they beat the terrible Cowboys.
That's right.
For sure, they beat them.
That's right. They beat the Cowboys. Let's go. And then, of course, we'll crack into the news desk. Pretty long list of news desk stuff, but you know what? We got basketball season back, so we're gonna crack into some basketball. We got some ESPN doing some funky business with ESPN bet stuff or lack of ESPN bet stuff. Now, after some things going on, Antonio Brown's getting arrested and just continues his death spiral off the field of man, just being just one of the most interesting cats, and I can't wait for his brain to get examined one day. And then, we'll crack into a little bit of game previews this week. We'll look at the Patriots and Buccaneers game coming up. That should be awesome. We got the Rams 49ers we want to crack into. And, of course, big Monday night game. Packers, Eagles is going to be a hell of a ball game. I believe that one's on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I can check my fantasy quick, but I'm pretty sure that's the Monday night football game this week. But Lord knows Green Bay against a really good team. They play up to really good teams, just like they play down to really bad teams. So it should actually be a battle when I think about it like that. And but why don't we get into the episode? Why don't we bring on the Cardinals fam? Let's get cracking into it. But hey, what should we call it? We got MHJ Era because you got the Maserati Marv handle on Twitter. That's right.
Yes, Maserati Marv. You can follow me on MHJ Era _ always good. Always interact with my fans, so
I love it, man. No, and you're a big Cardinals guy, and Cardinals coming off that big win. And Cardinals, there's a lot of things going on to talk about with the Cardinals, especially when you got some quarterback stuff going on, and they just threw Kyler on the IR, and now there's all this. What about it? What's going on here? But I guess before we get crack into the Kyler Murray stuff, I mean, I'm sure you're very tapped into the fan base. Right. Let's start there. Like, what is the pulse of the Arizona Cardinals fan base right now? How y'all feeling? What y'all talking about right now?
October was a rough month. Just coming off a 5-game losing streak. That was definitely hard. Seeing, we're playing the NFC West where everybody's good. So dropping crucial games against the Titans, winnable games against the Colts, the Packers. All our games have been within one score. So we're there, but right now, it's just luck hasn't been on our side, and I would say the pulse. We needed that game in Dallas. That was a big game. That was a coming out party. We're getting our players back. Garrett Williams is healthy. Walter Nolan showed out as expected. So it's been a little bit uplifting, but it's not going to get any easier. We got the Seahawks next, and then the Niners right after that. So it's going to be a true test these next 2 games.
Ooh. Yeah, well, I'm sure. Yeah. Go ahead,
my bad. He said coming out party against the Cowboys. That wasn't really a coming out party because most people are not even calling that a quality win. But hey, I'm Maserati Marv. Easy on it.
So you know what's crazy? They'll do that. They'll say, "Oh, picking CD, they all good. That offense is really good. Lock down the offense. Oh, now it's the trash defense." So. We play under the bright lights. We did what we did, but we'll just have to keep it rolling,
Yeah.
I was surprised that everyone runs through that Cowboys defense like a lady of the evening on a Friday night. Like everyone has their way with them and gets what they want. But y'all did pretty good. And as a CD Lamb fantasy owner and as a Javonte Williams fantasy owner who just needed 40 points that week, I was expecting I could get 40 out of the 2 of them. I was let down very bad. And props to the Cardinals. I'm a big Walter Nolan guy. He was one of my guys during this draft. This is the last draft that I was like, I want him in Green Bay. He is so good at, all around pass rusher, run defender. Like he was one of my favorite guys. I got videos out there talking about him, hyping him up. So glad to see he was able to come through for you guys. And, Harrison Jr., he had one of his better games, right? I think he had his career high in catches that game, 7 catches.
He's been real up and down this season, so it's good to see him kind of start getting his footing. I feel like having Jacoby Brissett throwing the ball a little bit, he'll be more on time, confidence. I'm expecting him to have a better second half of the season than what we saw the first half, for sure. And then another guy that I really want to highlight is Josh Sweat, man. He's one of the biggest steals that we got in the free agency, man. So he went crazy with 8 pressures, 2 sacks, 2.5 sacks. And Calais Campbell, Unk's still doing it, man.
Big dog.
So our D-line, I feel like we're getting there. We still got stuff to work out, but I feel slowly we're getting the right pieces together.
And I love the Calais Campbell step back when he gets the sack too. I love that he is so he is so damn big. I love that he's still giving it hell out there in the league so many years later. Get that man. That's gonna be he'll probably get a jacket. We think he's gonna get a jacket one day.
That's gonna be a
I
tough
hope so.
one.
I don't know, but yeah, that's a tough one. You know, the NFL is always different.
Not first ballot.
Yeah, not first ballot. I don't think so. But
well, you mentioned Jacoby. You mentioned Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, Kyler Murray is on the IR now after everyone's like, oh, he's about to come back. So that caused some controversy and some stirring up. And there, as a fan of the Cardinals, I'm sure you've been a fan for a long time. What are y'all talking about with the quarterback situation? Because now it's in a weird spot. And now the future with Kyler Murray seems a little bit more cloudy than maybe it was to start the year. And we're seeing the small quarterback thing kind of, not having its best season this year right now. So where are you at as a fan with like Kyler Murray? I don't think Brissett's your guy long term. I don't think anyone's saying that. But like, what is happening at quarterback?
Kyler Murray is a very polarizing figure in Arizona right now. They're half the fan base Kyler out by any means. Half the fan base are saying, they build around him. He's a scapegoat. This is what it is. As a fan, I feel like I'm very level-headed. I'll put the team first. We've done it for 7 years. It's time to move on, man. We haven't got anything out of it. We've been to the playoffs once in those 7 years. We've seen nice things from Kyler, but the offense just looks way better with Jacoby Brissett right now. I feel I have more confidence in the Cardinals with Jacoby Brissett at the helm. The passing per game has been going up. The third down conversions have been going up. The offense is fun to watch right now. And Jacoby Brissett, he's a bridge quarterback, so I know we will need a quarterback, but right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it right now.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a little. I tell people all the time, Jacoby Brissett is Jacoby Brissett for a reason. I think he's only got maybe 2 or 3 more good games in him. Now I do agree with you. I never really thought Kyler was going to be a good NFL quarterback. Those small, short guys, and then now, granted, he's super athletic, super talented, but got a rocket at the arm. But then when you start hearing about all the rumors of he's not putting a lot of time in the classroom, he's not looking at a lot of film, all he wants to do is play video games. He's not this big leader in the locker room, which as a quarterback is a necessity no matter how old you are. But I'm with you. It's time to move on. It's just the only thing. That draft is not kind of looking like a franchise changer right now. So it's like, man, we paid him. Let's go and give him 1 more year because there's no franchise changer in this draft this year.
Well, that's what I was going to ask next. Like, if you could have your pickings of a quarterback, again, you mentioned Brissett's a bridge quarterback, but how much more tread does that bridge got on it before that bridge falls off and you're off that you're jumping off that bridge? Like, you got your eyes on anyone? Is the fan base talking about anyone? I'm sure mock season is already busy with it, but
yeah, I really like that man, Ty Simpson from University of Alabama. Watching him play, I feel like he can make good throws. He's an improviser as well, but when it's timing, he can put that ball on a string. I don't think we're going to be high enough to get Fernando Mendoza. I think he's going top 5. We're not going to be in that conversation. We're hoping, if Ty Simpson can fall a little bit, we can make a trade up. Hopefully we could trade Kyler for some leverage, get some picks in, like some mid-round picks, and maybe make a trade package to move up. But really like Ty Simpson right now, and Dante Moore from Oregon. He's looking pretty good too.
He's nice too. I mean, I was kind of thinking there's been a lot of talk that Simpson has moved up into the first quarterback in the draft. So, hypothetically, let's say you're in a spot where maybe you do trade Kyler and maybe someone is going to take him and you guys are able to move up. And let's say you have your picking of Mendoza flying up. I don't think anyone was even talking about Mendoza getting drafted this year until this season has played out, which is crazy to think about. But if you had your pickings of both, would you still go Simpson?
If I could choose Mendoza or Simpson, I think I'd still go Simpson. I really like him. I really do like Mendoza's tape, though. He can throw that one too. He can throw that on the string.
That Indiana stuff is. I'm telling you, Maserati. It's a little fool's gold. But I'm with you. Whether y'all trade Kyler or not, I think y'all should still draft a quarterback. So even if you don't trade him, you put pressure on him, saying, "Hey, listen, bro, we drafted somebody in the first round, whether you with it or not. So you got to either get in the kitchen or get out." So I don't think you should even trade him. I think you should just draft somebody regardless. And you don't think y'all going to be at the top? Y'all about to lose maybe 4 more in a row now. Listen, I'm telling you, don't let that Dallas game get you too hype. Listen, I don't mean to do this to you.
Like, we've been competitive in every game. Yep. We played the Colts. We played the Packers. We played quality teams. But they did get – they won, you know. That's the base of the NFL. You are what your record says, but
my mom used to say the only thing that matter being close in is horseshoes. So we ain't playing horseshoes, but yeah,
I know.
I'm messing with you. I'm making you lie.
Watching the games, I feel like we got something brewing, but right now, had a really unlucky stretch.
I mean, what if Kyler just saves you all the problems and he just returns to baseball and just says, fuck it, I'm out of here, I'm going back to baseball.
Like, we got to get some trade conversation out of this for dealing for this long, but no, I think the Kyler Murray era is officially done. Putting him on IR kind of really just states like, hey, we're protecting this image, we're protecting this draft stock. They don't want to say he's outright benched or anything. So it's gonna be a crazy offseason for us.
It's gonna be really interesting, and the Kyler Murray trade thing is just tough when you look at that contract and the dead cap money and everything to come up. There's gonna have to be a team seriously committed to Kyler Murray to take on, or the Cardinals are just gonna have to eat just an ungodly amount of money that's going to be hard to build around when you consider how, because he's got another 3 years, I think. But it's
his dead cap money goes down exponentially next year. So we wouldn't be biting it way too much. I think the biggest thing is his value. I don't think his value is going to be more than maybe a third. Maybe we can get lucky with a second.
Hey,
it's not looking too.
You swing for the fences. You hope for the best. I mean, I understand the pick at the time when you took him because of what he was doing in college was just insane. But I mean, let's put it all out there. Then you're in a really good division. The Seahawks don't seem like they're going backwards soon. The Rams, who knows? Because Stafford, who knows how much longer he's got, and once he's gone, we'll see how that shakes out. They got McVay in talent; they'll be fine probably. The 49ers, they are just a skeleton, a broken skeleton up and down the field. But what's it going to
do? I don't know how they do it, man.
It seems unsustainable. Shanahan's coaching his ass off. That's how they're winning. But what does the Cardinals have to do now to maybe get over the hump? If you're sitting there as a GM, what moves are you making and finessing to get the Cardinals in the spot where you are considered a contender and top of that division type of spot? What needs to happen?
I think the biggest thing right now is offensive line help, especially with the right tackle. The guy Jonah Williams that we employ is literally one of the worst people, one of the worst players I've ever seen. He's bad. So I would say shoring up the right side of the offensive line, be something big that we'd have to address. Quarterback would be something to address. I'm confident that we can have Jacoby for the first half of next season, but I know that eventually that we're gonna have to do something about that. Health has been a big factor, so hopefully the guys are getting healthy. We lost a lot of cornerback help and defensive line help, and then getting a linebacker that can really command the side of the field. That's pretty big, and then probably a wide receiver to help out more, like a fast burner. Take the top off a team. That's kind of what I would do. So offensive line help.
So you saying y'all need everything?
Nah, offensive line help, wide receiver, linebacker, and quarterback.
What about Buddha replacement? He's got to be. Buddha's got not much tread left, huh?
You guys got to watch out for Adrian Taylor Demerson, Rabbit.
I love him.
Yeah, he is a good player.
He's gonna come up. He's gonna come up, man. He's fast. He plays well. He's like a little Buddha. So just watch out for him in the future. He's definitely gonna be starting soon. So.
That's a good name drop. He was another guy like Walter Nolan that was very, very high on my Packers board of like, I want to see him in green and gold. Both of them, and you guys got both of them. So you guys got two guys that I would have loved to have on my football team. And Demerson really flew under that radar during the combine. And, but you flick on the tape and just watch him, which when I got to talking about him for like the Packers, like draft preview and stuff, I was watching a lot of his stuff and going through all the numbers, seeing what everyone was saying about him. I was all the way bought in. I was completely sold on having him on my team. And he was one of those guys I was like, shit, really wish we got him, but good luck to the Cardinals having him. That felt like a great pick at the time. And, especially with Buddha, being Buddha, he could injure himself out of a game at any point with how he plays. So I think y'all getting him was a great move.
Yeah, it's nice. He's learning from one of the best vets you can learn from, Buddha Baker. So I'm really confident that he could take that starting role within the next 1 or 2 years. So I'm not too worried about safety.
Nah. Well, Iman, you got anything else you want to shoot at them?
Hey, I always like to ask all these people because it's like Arizona. I don't think I've ever known an Arizona Cardinal fan. You got to give me your top 3 Arizona Cardinal players of all time, and I would not name Larry Fitzgerald because that one's always easy for somebody to say Larry Fitzgerald. And I don't know how long you've been a Cardinals fan because see, I'm only a 2-year Baltimore Ravens fan. I used to be a diehard from the birth to now Dallas, but I'm just Baltimore 2 years, so I couldn't give nobody a list. I don't know how long you've been a fan, but top 3, not named Larry Fitzgerald.
Top 3. Number 1, I gotta go Patrick Peterson for sure. He's the one that really made me love the game. Where it's like this dude locked down. He was returning punts. That was fun era at the time. That was really good. Another one was Kurt.
Oh,
actually, I'll say
Warner era.
I'll say Carson. I say Carson Palmer. One of my favorites, just because watching him, he could throw that thing. He's putting up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he was
nice.
Yeah, it was just a rough 2015, but I'll say that. Larry, but other one I really liked watching. I really like watching DeAndre Hopkins for what he was, and then JJ Watt when they were both here. Those were fun.
I was gonna see if you were gonna say Anquan Bolden. I love Anquan Bolden.
I love Anquan. So I say that the thing with me is like the 2008. I was kind of a little young dude, so it's a blur. But like the 2015 era, I remember vividly, and then the 2021 when we went to the playoffs. Then I remember that vividly. But 2008 kind of wasn't like I remember it, but I don't remember it like that.
So that means I don't need to take it back to further, guys, because you're gonna probably not know what's going on, like Aeneas Williams and them. But I'm gonna.
I was gonna say Aeneas Williams, dog.
Yeah.
And Deerdorf, dog.
And I hated the Cardinals when Emmitt Smith went over there. I mean, this is what I'm saying. During the time I was a Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm like super emotional. Like I'm all-star. I'm Jerry Jones pro. So when Emmitt went over there, I was mad at everybody. I was even mad at Arizona, and they didn't do anything. But I just was mad. Like, fuck, we lost our greatest player ever. Man, even though he was old, I just always loved Emmitt, Troy, and Irvin, and that run. I just loved them. So, yeah, I hated Arizona for a long time. But, yeah.
So I do run a podcast with one of my friends, Kelly Singh, and she was able to get Frank Sanders on, wide receiver for the Cardinals back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So that was him.
That's fire.
He just gave me the intricacies of just being in the NFL, how it works and everything. So it's
Yeah.
cool.
Didn't Edgerrin James have a quick stint with them too?
Yeah,
Yep.
we did. We got all the old, we had Adrian Peterson. We had all the old running backs and shit.
That's right. You bring in running backs when they're old heads in the league.
Right over there. Yeah.
Run the rest of the tread off of them.
Yeah.
Run them till that tread is burning hot on the ground. All right. I mean, hey, you got anything else you want to shoot at us? You can obviously shout out your handle again, see where people can find you. If you got any closing thoughts on the Cardinals the rest of the season, feel free to just monologue it quick. Otherwise,
all right. Yeah, man. All I really gotta say is beat the Seahawks, man.
Oh,
mortal rival, man. We just gotta
That's
beat the Seahawks. But you can follow me at Maserati Marv. My handle is MHJ era _ It's great talking to you guys, man.
You already know,
Yes.
man. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on and shouting out Patrick Peterson's name, because that reminded me how amazing his era and coming out of college football when he came out of LSU. And now I'm going back and watching some Patrick Peterson highlights tonight, because he was different coming out. Different. Woo, man. The youngins are going to forget and not know. And I hate being in a world where like greats like Patrick Peterson, when he came out, is going to get forgotten about. You know, what was another name that I'm surprised you didn't say? Darnell Dockett. Maybe the holder. Anyone listening right now, please go watch Darnell Dockett's high school football tape. It is the single most dominant football play you will ever see. I don't care about no Derrick Henry high school tape. Go watch Darnell Dockett return kicks and do everything else at his size. I'm telling you, there's no high school tape better than him, and he was an all-time.
You had to know he was a dog, because Austin, I played in that era. The guys who had those little horse collar things, when their shoulder pads went up like you seen it in his videos, you like, oh shit, we about to play against a grown man out there. So when I seen he had that horse collar sitting up, I said, oh man. Yo, it's so funny to see though, because I was a Dallas Cowboy fan for so long. But like I said, I've been grateful to see some Super Bowls. I feel so bad for some other fans sometimes, because they got to have hope. Like an Arizona Cardinal fan just has to have hope. But it's like, do we ever see Arizona winning the Super Bowl? Not for real, Austin. And nothing against Maserati Marv, but I've been watching football a long time. I'm like, look, damn, I thought I had it bad as a Dallas fan. Like,
you're saying that, and the last time they were in the Super Bowl, they wiped out the Packers to get there in the NFC Championship game, which was an insane game, and it ended with that freaking little pitch, that little flick right up the middle, the Larry Fitzgerald coming across on the he was sprinting across, call high, flick it up to him. They get that. Oh, it still lives. It still haunts my memories that's how they lost the game. That's how they got to the Super Bowl to go play the Steelers then. And then it becomes the infamous Madden cover with Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu on the cover. But they do seem like a team that's stuck in purgatory, right? They feel like that, and I do like you said, some of the additions they made are really nice. Harrison's obviously great. They got one of the best tight ends in football, if not actively the best tight end in football with McBride. Walter Nolan is a really, really good piece for that defense, and so is Demerson, the safety. So I do like, and they got Zaven Collins, who's a nice linebacker, not all world. He made some nice plays against the Cowboys, but not all world, but is a good player to have. And he was one of their first round picks not too long ago. So, and I like Gannon. I think Gannon's a good coach. I don't hate him. I don't love him. I just think he's a good coach right now. And I don't think he's in any type of position where they're going to move off him soon. But, I like the idea too with them. Like, I don't know who else really you might bring in as like a bridge guy, and you let it run with Brissett. And like you said, go draft a quarterback, and then let's see where we're at halfway through next season. And can we slide dude in to take it over at the halfway point type of thing, when that bridge is going to, if it's still holding up, it's at the last peg of holding up type thing.
It's going to be 10 more years before that guy see that team in the NFC Championship game. I hate to say it. And granted, like you said, they got some good pieces. That Walter Nolan guy, like for that to be his first game, like in the impact he actually made, I'm like, oh, he's about to be all world. But yeah, and once again, they just don't know what they're looking at quarterback. They drafted Josh Rosen, thought he was the guy, bum. Kyler
That'll
Murray
set you
thought
back.
he was the guy, bum. And it's like somebody don't know what they're looking at. So I'm telling you, I hate to be an Arizona Cardinal fan. It'd be hot as hell. Listen, you ever been to Arizona? No.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Grief. Oh. I wanted
Cool
to
stadium.
No, listen, that heat during the summertime I've been to Louisiana during the summer running track. I've been some hot places, but listen, I was like, you know what? I'm gone. This ain't for me. So
No, constant AC would be blasting. I do like that the like sand red. What's it called? The how everything that color is like that. The sand. It's like what the fuck? It's not worth getting into. All the houses are like the same color, and I like how it looks. But anyways, let's pop into the news desk. We got a couple things to get over. So let's get Joey on here. Let's run through what we got for that. What came up this week, and then we will come back around to 3 games that we mentioned at the top that we're going to preview. But Joey, what's going on? Your Bears coming off that big win against the Bengals,
whoop, whoop.
Despite Rome not getting a single catch somehow. I mean, you imagine being like a Bears fan, seeing that. I was like, oh man, Rome must have had a huge game. Oh, is that a 0?
Is that a goose egg up there?
That's a typo, right? That's a typo? Big win for you, Joey.
Yeah. I was at an event all weekend at a wedding, and we were catching glimpses of the game, and we left for part of the wedding, and they were up by 20 and came back, and they were losing. So that was a lot of emotion to run through staring at your phone. So they came back, they won, and it's a game they wouldn't have won last year, right? This is hopefully the start of something new where you're able to win these shootout games. It's one of the first times they've let up that many points, I think, in their history and won, right? So it's wow. They're just starting to figure out how to play football in the 21st century. So I'm hopeful I can continue against the Giants this weekend. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, y'all going to get another win. Easy win against the Giants.
Well, the only flaw is, for some reason, we have a cold wave coming in. It's going to be like 30 degrees and snow on Sunday. Then back to 60. But it's the one day of the week that's going to be winter. So, a lot of running.
Well, you know what that means. What's his name? Manunga? Kyle, what's his name?
Manunga.
What a game.
That's why I say, where he come from. I was like, goodness grief.
Woo! He's got he's a 7th round pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're looking at Ashton Genty's season as what? The top 5 pick? And what pick did Ashton Genty go to the Raiders? Was it whatever it was? Really high.
I think it was
top
6.
10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kyle is having a better season. Like his season stats are almost at Genty's season stats, and he's barely played a football game until. Yeah, crazy. That's a testament to how bad the Raiders are. Not Genty as much, but crazy to think their stats are almost comparable after this halfway through the season at this point. And he just has that. He had a better game than pretty much Genty's had all season.
Awesome.
So I don't know. You guys got a nice thing going now with him and DeAndre Swift. Gets you options. Obviously, you can't really rely on DeAndre Swift's health all the time. But he's always nice when he's healthy too. Gives you some options. And I saw a stat today that, you know what, Caleb Williams, it's not been the season you would expect yet or the season you would have wanted yet, but there's things trending in the right direction for most of the season so far, and definitely better than they looked last season. So
for sure.
It's slow. It's going much slower than anyone thought it would take, but the trends are there. It's just baby steps. And I think there's a lot of learning with that Ben Johnson offense too, because, Rome goes missing. DJ Moore's been missing all season. You still got Luther Burden. They're going to still try to mix in. We saw Colson Loveland come alive a little bit. So, and then Komet's hurt. Is Komet hurt?
Yeah.
Or did he get hurt? Something like that.
He was hurt, then came back, and then I think got a concussion in the game, so he's in the protocol. So it might be a good Loveland pickup for fantasy owners this week. We'll see.
Hey, make that top. What was he? Pick 10 for some reason in the draft. Like make him work. God darn it! I mean, you for the love of God, you drafted a not all world tight end with a top 10 pick. He didn't draft Tyler Warren or Brock Bowers in the top 10. You drafted him. Anyway, we don't got into that. I laughed my ass off when they drafted him. I laughed my ass off, but especially more so because you consider a fifth year option going to a tight end is like, what are we talking about here? He better be all damn world come that 5th year option. He better make Gronk look like shit come that 5th year option. I don't know how many. That's usually the top of tight end you're talking about. But what do we got for the news desk today, Joey? What's going on there?
All right, we're going to start in Florida, in Miami. So it looks like the city of Miami for the Hurricanes and the Dolphins are rumored to be in the big-time quarterback market. So we can start with the Hurricanes. They're talking about rumored breaking the bank in this new NIL era for QB in the portal. And the Dolphins are seemingly being on the hunt as well, according to Adam Schefter, with Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins' struggles this year. So we'll start in college. This new NIL world's nuts. So who are we thinking they're going after in this portal?
I hope they don't go. Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't go after anybody because I don't see a college where this actually worked. Somebody's got to be able to show me where a team said, let's go spend a lot of money on a guy that's somewhere else that's going to work here. Y'all need to start recruiting high school guys, developing them, giving them time, and by their second and third year. But if I had, I would say Sellers would be a guy that can just, if you look at him, something in South Carolina is not clicking there. But if you look, you say, all right, he can use his feet. I mean, he has a rocket as an arm. He's a big guy. I just don't, that breaking the bank on him, I think these young kids get just too comfortable, don't put in the work. And I mean, he's already not as good accuracy-wise. So I hope they don't do it. I hope they go recruit a guy out of high school. But if me, I'm going for Sellers.
That's the thing. So they actually did get a commit from Dorian Coleman from Florida, actually. Dorian Coleman, dual threat athlete, 4-star dual threat. Big time name for them to pick up. He's like locked into Miami now. He'll be coming in there. I think he was getting looks. He had offers, it looks like, from Oklahoma, Ole Miss, UCF, a bunch of other schools, right? But led the team to the state semifinals as a sophomore, and his junior year got even better, throwing a ton, and they had an undefeated season actually. So they got a good quarterback coming in. We might be talking about it doesn't sound like they're ready to go like true freshman route with them if we're talking about that, but DJ Lagway, is he going to be on that move? Lenore Sellers, would love to see him get out of that program and get to a big time school. So personally, I could see those. I don't know who else really is going to be worth breaking the bank for. That's, those are two guys who are going to be juniors next year. If you're going to break the bank in college football for a quarterback with NIL stuff, I mean, those are kind of there's got to be your best options, just Sellers and Lagway, right? And then you just
snag Archie from Texas. I mean, you never know. Yeah, that's why I say you never know. I mean, money's probably not an issue with them, so I don't think a number. But so the rumors are Steve Sarkisian is supposed to be coming to the NFL. So you got to think, if Steve leave, Archie's probably sitting there like, well, maybe I can go somewhere else. I mean, and that's why I'm thinking, even with Lane leaving, it's the guy Chambliss. If Lane leave, Ole Miss, Chambliss may be out there. So it's a few guys, but
that's true.
I wouldn't break the bank on any of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, I would go with a freshman guy, let him get his bumps and bruises, and when it comes time for his sophomore year, second and third year, he's ready to go. Because in Miami, you don't need much.
And especially if they fire Cristobal, bring in a guy you can work with Coleman right off the jump. Let him learn it. Let him go through it, like you said, and they grow together. They go through the program together, and they, hopefully by year 2 they're a serious competitor again, and by year 3 they were talking championship. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. But over to the Miami thing, the Shefty thing doesn't seem like it's got a ton of weight to it. He's talking some insights, and he wasn't saying like they're definitely moving off Tua. That said, I'm like, and if we're talking about like the Tua, will they move off Tua? If I'm talking about like buying or selling that, I think the Dolphins fucked up this trade deadline by doing nothing besides moving Jalen Phillips. Now you're in a position where this offseason where your guys are going to be less valued, and you probably are moving on from your coach, no matter what they're telling you and what they're shoving down our throat. And Tua's been not the biggest problem, but he also hasn't been the reason. Like they're I don't know. I would
give him that, Austin. Please don't give him that. Man.
I don't know how you move off of him with the contract.
Man,
they signed him in 2024. How do you move off of him?
Because the Ross got money, so he's not worried about no money. I'm telling you, get rid of Capri Man, We're in the capris on Sunday, but Tua from day one, Flores tried to tell them, Tua is not the guy. He's soft. He's not a leader. These left-hand guys are not good. I mean, it's just he's not good, but you have to move off of him and just say, you know what? We made a mistake because and I know we don't think it's great quarterbacks coming out, but there's guys coming out that you can take a chance on and build around. You still maybe got Tyreek coming back, Jalen Waddle. You got the backfield guys, A-Chain. You know, you got some pieces. You just don't want to keep going back to the well for Tua. They don't like him. I'm telling you, that you can tell the team doesn't like him, and he just can't play. He can't play.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing with the Cardinals. You are, again, they signed that contract in 2024. They are stuck or they are fucked. Like, what decided to do with that? And again, there's, like Kyler, I really don't see there being much market for Tua, especially given the contract. So I think if I'm Miami, you got to bring him back next year. You draft a quarterback. You draft your guy at quarterback, the one you think can replace him. If things look ugly once again, same thing. We'll let it play out until we need to slide this dude in. We need to bench Tua, and then we got their version of Kirk Cousins just eating up all the cap space on the bench. So I don't think they're moving off of him this offseason. I think they made a big mistake not moving off of other guys and just, hitting the reset button in a big way. But at the point where they're at now, I think the Dolphins got a lot of questions to get answered this offseason. I don't know, Joey, would you buy or sell the Tua thing?
That's tough. Because I remember when we had our Alabama conversation, and Tua was my guy as that top Alabama quarterback in their history.
Can't blame you.
And he's literally like Nick Saban, right? You can't do it in the NFL, but you're a star in college. I think if I'm like Iman said, the Rosses who print money, you move on. I mean, too many times are these organizations loyal to guys they draft or spend too much money on. You gotta admit your mistake, because if you think about it, the last few years where you go, oh, Tua and Mike McDaniel, this is the future of the NFL, and it clearly hasn't worked. So you have to do something to rejuvenate this offense, because if you're a team that has technically, when healthy, Tyreek Hill and Waddle, you're supposed to score 1,000 points a game. That's easy. So you got to figure out a solution. I know it's not easy, but I think it might be time. And, he's had a lot of injuries. You feel bad, but you got to play. You got to play well.
I think
you see what
they trade Tyreek
did, but you see what Sean Payton did in Denver. He went to the Waltons like, hey, listen, y'all got way more money than God allows. We paid Russell too much, but we got to get him the hell up out of here. Let's move on with our guy, Bo. And look at what's going on now, Austin. Look, they got a guy in there, and look at them. Mm-hmm. So it's billionaires don't care about that money.
They got a lot of decisions to make. Let's put it that way. All right, what's up next on the news desk?
Jumping into NBA, Nico Harrison, who you'll have to tell me, Iman, might be more hated than Jerry Jones in Dallas. We'll see. But he's seeming to be in more and more hot water with his Mavericks. Again, if you remember, he's the architect behind the secret under-the-table midnight Luka Doncic trade, and then thought he got his life saved by getting Cooper Flagg, and now they're 30th in offense and going the wrong direction in the standings. What is our take on his current tenure? Does he survive the year? Can the Mavericks turn this around? I mean, I know he built this problem himself, but what's going on in Dallas right now?
I'm laughing. It's funny. I'm a Cooper Flagg fan, though. Now, don't get me. I think he's gonna get it. Now, I think he's having some trouble. They're playing him a little out of position. Like, I didn't initially, when they started saying he's gonna play the point, I'm like, oh, don't fuck up his career by doing that to him. I think they need to bring in a vet point guard and let him get to the wing. The AD, another guy, he's just not going to be healthy enough for you to be able to help the team. So I don't really see Dallas doing much. And looking at Luka now, it's like, Nico, seriously, what were you looking at? I mean, if you could have got this skinny Luka, just imagine him with Cooper. But then do you get Cooper if you still kept?
Well, you would have never got Cooper.
Yeah, that's what
No,
I'm saying.
it would
So
never
it's
happen.
kind of like you would have had to really tank. But I mean, I think Cooper's going to be all right. I believe in his game, but Nico, he's going to be somewhere next year. They're going to get his ass up out of Dallas for sure because it's looking bad.
If you're a Dallas fan and you're getting asked, you have to put the guy at the top of your franchise, and you can either imagine it doesn't matter what sport it is, but you have to pick a Dallas like franchise guy. You can start your franchise with Jerry Jones or Nico Harrison. Who you starting it with?
Jerry know how to go get that money. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jerry.
Okay.
Jerry's still the businessman.
Nico's a fraud. This guy sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm off Nico now. What he did last year was dumb. Jerry been pushing me away, sucking me back pushing me away and bringing me back every year. That's what I'm saying. He got me for 40 years. So Jerry is that guy. So I will go with Jerry all day.
All right. I mean, yeah, Nico seems to know how to do nothing except architect collapse over there. I mean, they're last place in the Western Conference to start. Their offense is ranked 30th in the NBA, despite having flagged to be the guy who replaces Luka. And hey, crazy what happens if you just take care of your stars, make them feel wanted, make them want to be there, and how they reciprocate that feeling. I know the relationship always has up and downs with Luka, with both parties being guilty, but their defense has been good so far this season, but their net rating is negative 6.9, which means this team is just badly constructed. It's just not a well-constructed team. You talk about Anthony Davis. There's all those talks that he came into camp out of shape, hurt, all that shit. Like, what else is new? A lot of fans are still pissed about them trading Quentin Grimes to the 76ers. Shocker, Nico does another thing stupid that fans don't like. And really the only hope of saving the Mavericks, it feels like you got to fire Nico Harrison into the depths of space and pray to the lords of the NBA and pray to Adam Silver again that he can rig the lottery for you. You can work Adam Silver had to be into that deal. Adam Silver is so fucking part of the corruption in the NBA that there's no way that trade happens without Adam Silver's minglings, allegedly. I just don't think it's possible because that no one was talking about it. It was nowhere to be found, and all of a sudden you wake up and that trade happens. Spare me. And of course it's the Lakers, and you put him with LeBron. Spare me. Adam Silver, he is on the verge of, you want to talk about collapses. Adam Silver himself, everyone wants this guy to
He's
fuck
done. No, he's done. He's done.
I can't stand looking at him either.
No, he's done this gambling stuff because I'm gonna tell you now. Every time I look at a fucking NBA game, I'm just looking at shitheads do shit stuff that make me lose money. I have not won one NBA prop bet all year in every game I look at. But getting back on, yeah, I didn't understand that Quentin Grimes, and then you bring D'Angelo Russell over. He's been the most inconsistent, best scorer ever, but he's never consistent. So yeah. But I guess when Kyrie comes back, if Kyrie comes back, AD's healthy, Cooper flag. I like Cooper, though. I just want to keep saying on record, I think Cooper is going to be a fantastic NBA superstar. Maybe star. I don't know.
With the goatee.
Star. Yeah, he's going to be real good, though.
If he rolls with the goatee, you got to do that. No, Joey, do we have something about the speaking of betting stuff on the news desk, something about the ESPN bet stuff and whatnot?
Yes, we do. So, good transition, gentlemen. ESPN is shutting down ESPN Bet effective December 1. This is a funky, weird scenario where, again, it's with Penn Gaming, who were the guys behind the Barstool betting, and that floundered when they sold. And it's a weird coincidence right now that, the gambling scandal breaks the NBA. Suddenly that little ESPN Bet logo on Mike Greenberg's show just fades away into the background. And now suddenly the 10-year deal they just signed, where it's $150 million a year, is now null and void moving forward. So it's a wild time.
DraftKings in.
Yeah, and I'm curious how this affects it, right? Is it going to affect their betting coverage and their deals with these casinos and how it's going to work? But that's a pretty big plug to pull for what was supposed to be a flagship betting service under the mothership umbrella of ESPN.
Yeah. I'm telling you, And I know a lot of people, and I, like Pat McAfee or not, he came out even too saying like ESPN, like everyone is so fucking sick of all this shit with ESPN right now. Like, just let us be fans of a freaking sports, man. Let us watch sports. Let us interact with sports. Stop trying to like do all this billionaire bullshit that is just making it more difficult and inconvenient to be a sports fan. And what do you know? I mean, the Disney ESPN thing, like they're just trying to hog and eat everything and have have their cake and eat it too. And now that there were DraftKings, I can only imagine it's only going to get uglier and worse with just, especially when you talk about NBA and all that stuff. I mean, it's just we just live in such an interesting time as fans and as sports in general, with how powerful betting and gambling is in the sports world. Pete Rose in his prime could never comprehend the type of sports betting we're talking about now, right? So it's just a trend that seems to be continuing, but I think there's also this place where now sports fans are just so sick of the ESPN shit. Obviously the YouTube thing now, right? You can't watch ESPN on YouTube anymore because Disney wants everything to be on the ESPN platform. They want everything just be one stop, but like, I could go on about this one. I won't do it. I'll spare everyone else, but yeah, it's just a weird space with all this gambling stuff now with sports.
I just think it's something bigger, because no way y'all came with y'all own betting company, then it's gone. Now y'all not. I just think something's bigger going on that we don't know about. And I guess those are billionaire issues that I probably would never know. But yeah, something's bigger going on. But I never like ESPN having a bet website, because like you say, just every week I keep hearing people that I know aren't like, and I'm being honest, I'm a 50% NFL capper, no day, all day. People can look at my stats. I can call games when it comes to the NFL. That's just what I do. But anytime I'm looking at like just Rex Ryan and random people trying to tell me who I should be betting on every Sunday, I'm like, nah, y'all trying to fucking trick me. So I didn't like ESPN having a whole bet site themselves, because every show y'all trying to give us a parlay. And I'm like, I don't go to y'all for parlays. I do my own statistics on my own. Y'all are idiots. Y'all not doing the statistics. Somebody's telling you to say this. So yeah, I thought it was BS anyway. So.
And it's gotten to the point where I don't remember what team did it, but there was a team that literally posted on their team Twitter page, I think it was an NFL team, I don't remember, maybe the Texans, what the spread was or what they were favored by. I was like, bro, we got teams posting this gambling stuff now. I was like, can I just, for the love of God, listen to some sports coverage or read a damn article without just being spammed in sports betting stuff? And it's just so over the top. It's this bubble. And like, I agree with you, though, like to just have this dissolve and be like, oh, bye-bye, be quiet. Oh, we got these new guys now, by the way. It's over. Very conveniently timed. Weirdly timed, isn't it, huh? Oh no, we didn't just have this huge, massive problem. So you will never know the truth. No one will ever come out with it. Hopefully Pablo Torres gets really in the weeds of this, because he's good, like, sports investigation guy. But yeah, man, it feels like we're in a sports gambling bubble that is bound to pop. It is everything, everywhere, and it's the broadcast now. It's the teams posting about it. Like, good Lord,
and
John Madden would be rolling.
Can I tell the people something too? And your best bet cappers are not ex-players or coaches. Trust me, they have too many emotions involved. They know too many people. Those aren't your best cappers. Never trust people. Oh, I used to play. I should know. You don't know shit. Never trust them. The math people are, I'm telling you, the numbers, go to them. Don't go to these ex-player, ex-coaches. They don't know shit. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they got 17 computers in front of them. All right, what's next on here?
Speaking of rich people, let's go back to LSU. Our man, Scott Woodward, who we thought was untouchable, indestructible at LSU, now finds himself out of a job after being the man that gave Brian Kelly too much money and parted ways. It's a fascinating football story at LSU, but the angle I thought was most interesting is the governor of Louisiana is like very involved with this process. Like he's basically the one that's making the university get rid of Woodward and bring in the deputy and part of the search committee for this football coach. Like, I can't remember a time where a politician or a governor is like, hey, excuse me, university, I don't like what you're doing, which rightfully so, they're the highest paid people in a public state perspective, like a Brian Kelly. But I can't remember a time where a governor comes in and goes, I know you're important, but I'm the new basically de facto AD here running the show for one of the nation's biggest college football programs.
You know who's gonna hate it? The recruits. Yeah. They're gonna. Yeah. If you got politicians picking your AD, you got some problems. I mean, that said, recruits are gonna hate that. But you know what? At least they're trying. I guess it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in terms of picking an AD. But they acknowledge that this ain't working. We had a window and we totally blew it. And at least we're trying, because if I refer back to over, because I've been having to deal with this shit in Wisconsin now. You got our AD who's not getting fired, McIntosh, the guy I like to refer to as a terrorist, because he will refuse to fire Luke Fickell as well. And now he comes out and being like, yeah, Luke Fickell has the vision and the fire to do it. The same things that make Luke Fickell a unanimously great hire in 2022 remain the same. He's a winner, a program builder, and developer of talent, and understands the Big Ten. It's like, brother, what football are you watching? What recruits do we have here that justify anything that you are telling us right now? And so Wisconsin's on this track of like, we're just going to keep doing the same thing, run it back, and we're going to continue to suck and lose. So whatever the hell LSU is doing, at least they're trying. At least they're doing something.
Yeah, but you got to think about it like this, though, Austin. The only thing I didn't like about that is if we're trying to attract a big-name coach, a big-name guy, why would we want our governor getting involved that a big-name coach going to be like, hold on, let me see.
Weird.
I've never seen governors and them get involved. This may not be the job I want to get because it's clearly – I'm not going to have the power to do what I want to do. And now you need a new AD. So what AD is going to come in and say, hey, I trust that my job is going to have some security and the governor not get me fired? Because you got to think that guy hired Kim Mulkey. Come on now. Like, y'all folks got to give. And in this era of football, do we really think the AD is calling the shots on who's their head coach? Because he's damn sure ain't bringing the money in. So I don't think it was his fault, but who you gonna get as a coach now when you got the governor meddling in college football? Come on, stop.
It'd be weird. It feels, what's gonna become? It's gonna become some weird boys club. Not to football is a bunch of dudes anyways, but it's gonna be some weird, like, if you got a politician, it's gonna be someone who they got connections to, ties to, who they're gonna be a little too friendly with. Even if it's the wrong decision, they're going to put someone they're close with. They feel like they want to do their buddy a favor, because that's all politics is. I'm going to do you a favor. Yep. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Yep. And I don't care if you're the wrong guy. You're my buddy. Let's get you in here. So I think, like you said, it could be a really, really bad ending for LSU with this, just knowing how politicians work. And it's a weird person to be involved in that. But I guess we'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. And with the coaching carousel being what it is, it's going to be very interesting to see how this one pans out with LSU. What's coming up next?
Switching over to NFL, wide receiver Antonio Brown, former NFL great, maybe? Yes. Got himself in a little bit of trouble here. Arrested in Dubai, extradited back to the U.S. on attempted murder charges. I feel like he was, on this big track, as you guys have, known, of top receiver in the league, maybe Hall of Fame, to now getting in big-time trouble once again. Is he, in your guys' opinion, one of the best athletes in terms of is he the greatest fall from grace in sports, in NFL, as now he's basically... I don't want to innocent to proven guilty, but on the road to...
No, they got video. No, they have video on that now. Trust me, I've seen that video. So I've seen the video. And granted, it's a story that somebody tried to rob him, but it's a video of him shooting. No, I've seen it with my own eyes. In 2025, everybody's recording. There's cameras everywhere. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's the biggest fall of grace in sports in my eyes. I'm gonna tell you one that hurt my heart. Marion Jones, when she got caught and she lied, that killed me. Like, and if I know y'all not.
Who's Marion Jones?
Track and field star. Got caught. She was in the Balco thing with Barry Bonds and Conti, who rest in peace. But Austin, she was the biggest track and field star ever. Like Usain's big, but Marion was, a global superstar. And when it came out that she was cheating, and listen, she's been good since high school. You got to think about it. She went to UNC for basketball. She was still good in track, ended up getting drafted in the WNBA after she ended up going to jail and getting released and got drafted in the WNBA. But in NFL, yes, because I follow Antonio Brown on Twitter. He's an idiot. I'm just being some stuff.
He's goofy.
Some stuff is funny. No, some stuff is funny, and then some stuff is like, come on, bro. You can't hide this shit behind laughs and jokes and all of that. So I'm not sure. I think he needs help though, man. And it's sad because he's a for sure Hall of Famer. He is a for sure top 5 guy in this era. If you go back and look at what he was doing, for sure, talent wise, but he's a nutcase, man. And I don't rock with him now. I used to like Antonio Brown because I've always heard about like his work ethic. Everybody says he plays hard. He goes super hard at practice. Just a good guy. But he's just doing stupid shit. Like I said, I follow him on Twitter. He's just be hating, and I don't like the hate. So, yeah.
Mr. CT ESPN himself. He says some goofy stuff. He's funny to follow along with that Twitter, and some of the things he comes out there, he don't care. He does not care about anything, and he's obviously got some pretty controversial things he comes out and says, and some regular posts of his that there's a word we can't quite say on this podcast, or we'll find ourselves canceled. So we're not going to say it, but he's an interesting watch. And if I'm thinking about all-time falls from greatness from athlete perspective, obviously another name that comes up is Aaron Hernandez, but he didn't have that long of a career in the NFL. He was amazing. You would have him and Grant together, like, oh my God. Well, he's another one. Ray Rice, obviously he's got, he's beating the girl in the elevator, and he's never come back ever since that. And he was ascending as a superstar in the NFL. And Johnny Manziel, I was the biggest Johnny Manziel fan coming out of A&M because, I was still like in high school, college when he was there. And, as a college guy and the way he carried himself, he was my favorite dude to watch, just an electric factor. And then his NFL career lasted all of 7 seconds because he couldn't stay on the field either, and he was just a nuthead sometimes. And then, got Josh Gordon as another guy who was always getting charged with smoking a little dope, so NFL would suspend him forever, even though Kareem Hunt beats a girl and he's only gets a couple games, and Rashee Rice almost kills a lot of people. He gets 6 games, but Josh Gordon just sniffs a little bit, or not sniffs, smokes a little weed, and that's a full season. So his career got really screwed by that. And then Dennis Rodman's another one, of course, with him just being a nutcase, but he kind of had a full career too. But
he won a lot of championships.
He won a lot of basketball. Yeah. But so if I'm thinking of like full career, actually like had a pretty long career, fall from greatness, Antonio Brown's like got to be up there, because his fall he's always in trouble now. Something's always going on, and the only thing he really's got left, he tried being a rapper. The only thing he's got left for himself right now really just feels like his presence on Twitter, right? He's got the stuff with like the baby mama stuff and all this other shit going on too. So interesting cat, man. Interesting cat. Oh, big time. One of the biggest what ifs of all time. If the rest of his career would have just played out the way it was playing out, we could be sitting here talking about him on, top 3 and everything for receiving categories. His career numbers are nuts. And you can see the second it fell off if you look at his stats. The second it fell off. All right, what's next?
All right, closing out the news desk here before we get to our NFL previews. Kind of another fall from grace. Ja Morant, supposed to be that, face of the NBA and star, and now is caught up again in controversy and trade rumors across the league. Executives not wanting to really touch him, and just a lot of bad decisions have made his fall from grace super interesting too. Where do we think this saga with Memphis goes or ends with Ja Morant, who, I don't know, could he be like a Luka where you have a change of scenery and you're regretting it 10 years down the line? Or is he not even close, and it's sayonara for the guy that was supposed to be great, and it's just another guy that derailed his own success?
Yeah, I think
Big
that's
time.
it. And I hate to judge these athletes because I was an athlete at one point. I was an athlete who didn't have it all together. But to see these guys get millions of dollars, be able to take care of their family, be able to kind of live out their dreams, and just a knucklehead, a hard head my grandma used to tell me, hard head make a soft ass. And I'm telling you, that boy about to find out the hard way because he was literally about to be the face of the NBA. I mean, the face. And don't get me wrong, the new shoes that Nike came out with, I mean, they're going off the shelf. They're fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. It made me want to go back to start buying more shoes. But Memphis is done with him. The NBA is gonna be done with him in a little bit because he can't get right. And you would think, give him some time to grow up. All right, he's had time and he's still just a dickhead. So I mean, like I said, I hate to judge him, but I think it's a Ja Morant problem. I think it's him.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's his dad enabling him. I think it's the people around him enable him because, and like I said, no other organization is going to bring a guy in like that. Like, you supposed to be the face. Nah, we can't take a chance on you. So don't be surprised in 2 years. I don't know where he's from, but don't be surprised if he ain't back there.
Yeah, and there's rumors. Obviously, the trade rumors with Ja are swirling now. Memphis is playing like shit. They're talking about him potentially going to the Timberwolves and pairing up with Anthony Edwards. And KD had a funny tweet. The only thing that would be able to stop Ja and Ant Edwards on the same team would be baby mamas and Glocks. Which is like, God dang it, KD, you were so right. And that's the thing, like you said. Unless Ja Morant can find a joint that's got no strip clubs and no gun sales, boy's in trouble. He can't. It's how many times does he need to keep flashing a gun on Instagram? He's just not learning his lesson, man. And it sucks to see, like you said, a guy with so much talent just pissed down his leg time after time after time. I mean, you're in the big leagues, dog, and you are getting passed by like crazy, right? Cade Cunningham is already escalated himself over John. Cade's barely been in the league, and he's a much more likable dude already. And something I thought was funny was Carmelo was on a podcast talking about he wouldn't mind seeing Ja in Miami, and all I can do is laugh at that shit. Ja in Miami his career would be over in 17 minutes. 17 minutes is all it would take. One night in Miami with Ja Morant for his career to be over officially. Oh, yeah, Pat Riley can get him right. Bullshit, Pat Riley can get him right. You put that boy in the cocaine kingpin land.
Way too many distractions. Yeah, way too many. He needs to go somewhere like Indiana,
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I heard Milwaukee got a couple of them things up there. I heard
Milwaukee's a problem. Milwaukee's not great.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, but
not a great. Nothing to do, but not a great spot.
I heard it's a little crazy there. I heard them. It can be a little rugged up there. That's what I heard.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And I mean, then there's
Oklahoma
obviously the
City.
rumors of him.
Yes, Oklahoma City would be perfect for him.
Yeah, just kid him. Just another thing. And speaking of Oklahoma City, shout out Russell Westbrook getting a triple-double with the Kings. Goodness gracious, still doing it, balling out as an old man. But look, and like I said, the rumors he's going to get traded. He just played a game against the Rockets where KD was chirping Ja's dad. Ja's dad was chirping KD. KD's like, shut up, man. We all know this is your son's last week in playing ball here. And the way Ja was playing in that game, it looked like he was throwing it. He was making some errant, stupid things.
Like, you don't care. Like, just don't care.
Yeah. And if that's where you're at now, like, bro, you are digging that hole, and, whoever's going to trade for you. There's rumors with the Kings, maybe, the Rockets, maybe, even though the Rockets got so many damn guards.
We better not. If we do, I'm going to Houston, and I'm fucking somebody up. We don't need him, even though this team is not full like I wanted to. KDP's head ass. Oh, my God, don't get me to talk about him. He was terrible last night. But no.
I'll say they already got a better player than him.
Yeah, we don't need him. We do not need him. They better not.
Yeah, it's a damn shame, man. But all right, is that everything for the news desk, Joey?
That's all we got. Now we can jump into your NFL previews, which you guys wanted to start with. Your May VP matchup, Patriots and Buccaneers.
Getting it. Yes, and I am feeling so good that we were talking about these guys early, and then Drake May continues. Granted, the caveat to Drake May's season is they are playing the easiest schedule maybe I've ever seen. And the rest of their season only gets easier, the schedule. but Drake May is currently placed himself in the top of MVP categories. And I had dudes on social media being like, oh, Patriots fans are so biased towards those guys. Like, bro, I ain't no Patriots fan. Just watch football and tell me I'm wrong. And here we are weeks later, and this is undisputed MVP despite like maybe Jonathan Taylor. But after finishing last season 31st in total offense and scoring offense, the Patriots are now 12th in total offense, 6th in scoring offense. Mike Vrabel has certified himself as like a coach of the year candidate. I'm thinking as a midway point coach of the year, I would be tough not to give it to Mike Vrabel with how that team's playing. Their defense is playing really well. The Patriots starting 7-2 is their best start since 2019 when they had Tom Brady still at quarterback. So, and then obviously Baker Mayfield on the other side of that thing. This should be a good game despite the injuries the Bucs got. Iman, who would you be taking in this one? At Tampa.
But I'm gonna go with the Patriots on the road. I think they're starting to get to their identity of football, tough football, hard-nosed football. I mean, and one thing I can say with Drake May, man, Josh McDaniels, coaching matters. I don't care what nobody say. Mike Vrabel is this hard-nosed, structured, disciplined guy, but then let's be clear, Brady had a lot of success with Josh McDaniel because of his genius. And no, he's not a good head coach, but you cannot take offense and quarterback progression away from him. So I'm going with Patriots just because Tampa hasn't been healthy enough. But I just think the Patriots are ascending in the direction where the AFC might have to watch them sooner than we thought. We was thinking maybe a year away. Yeah. But they're getting better and better every week, and they're playing good football, good defense, and we know their coach is the winner. So I'm going with Patriots this week.
Me too. You don't gotta like it, but playoffs might be running through New England this year. That's the more they're looking like a 13-win team at this. It's just not slowing down. Bucky Irving's still banged up. Mike Evans still not playing. Chris Godwin banged up. It's pretty much Ibuka, Tez Johnson, Kate Otten. Baker Mayfield has slowed down a bit. We were talking about which was the better May, which is May VP that like Joey said. Baker only has one total passing touchdown over the last 2 games after a really, really great start. So it's even if it's in Tampa Bay, I think there's just New England is just on their stride, and this will be a big win for them, regardless of the injuries. They obviously have the upper hand. Rashad White, he hasn't been great despite the increased volume with Bucky Irving out. So, I gotta roll Patriots. Next one we got though, Rams 49ers. And preface some things here. The Rams defense is currently ranked 10th in total yards, 11th against the run, and 4th in pass yards per play right now. On the offensive side, they rank 7th in total yards and 1st in passing. The Rams and the Chargers, the 2 LA teams, funny enough, along with the Chiefs and the Packers, are the only 4 teams to be in the top 10 in offense and defensive yards. So they're killing it on both sides of the ball right now. Obviously, Matt Stafford's balling out. Puka Nacua is back in fantasy lineups, it's looking like. So he's returned last week, and it seems like he's still doing fine and on pace to play again. So, and McCaffrey is coming off, a stretch against the Carolina Panthers where he didn't play. He's now failed the top 70 yards in his first 6 games of the season, which is crazy to think about. But he does have 100-plus yards total in 2 of his last 3 games. Just cannot get it going on the ground, though, with McCaffrey. But he's catching the ball a lot. Mac Jones is playing really well. This is at San Francisco. Who would you be taking here?
And salute to Cal. He's been doing an awesome coaching job this year. I think Mac Jones, you kind of reignited your career. I think people are looking at you maybe like, maybe we could bring you in, but I think it's going to be exactly. Dolphins, Jets. I mean, it's a few jobs out here. Please don't go to New York though. But I think it's going to be Rams in a blowout. I think they're going to get there. San Francisco is going to find all the injuries and stuff is going to finally catch up to them this week. I think the Rams are going to blow them out, something serious. And granted, it's in San Francisco, but it's nothing but eating cheese and drinking wine up there. So I think LA is going to come in, and they're going to put the hammer to the 49ers this week.
Yeah, I hard pressed to go other way else. I mean, you talk about another MVP. I think the only guy beside that is really in this other discussion for MVP, really strong MVP right now, halfway through, is Matt Stafford. I mean, leading the NFL in passing touchdowns with 21 of them things, 113.2 passer rating is fifth. He's balling out. He's got his guys back. Kyron Williams finally goes over 100 yards the other week this season. It took him a minute to get there, but Rams are not slowing down, man. That defense is just so darn good. You know what we talked about last week with JSN and how I hate when Combine has too much weight on a player's evaluation. Cam Kinchins, safety. I wanted him in Green Bay very bad. He had one of the worst combines you could ask for. That 40 time was dog shit, and it tanked his stock. We were talking about Cam Kinchins as a first-round pick 2 years ago. And then he goes on to have one of he was like rookie of the year candidate last year, and is just a good safety for him. So I just had to throw it out there. Another example of, can we please, for the love of God, stop
and put the tape on.
Put the damn tape on. Yes, please stop putting so much weight on guys in shorts. It's the inverse too with like the John Rosses of the world and these dudes who fly up the boards because they run a straight line fast in shorts and a tank top. Like, we gotta chill. It's a great event. It's helpful. You want the best athletes on your team, but what happens between the lines, man? It's got to be like a 90-10 split in terms of how much it matters in your evaluation. That the combine should just kind of help you separate a little bit, not launch dudes.
Yeah, but I never really liked the 40. Honestly, Austin, how many times during the game do you see somebody just running 40 yards, untouched, nothing, don't got to cut, don't have to make any type of move? How often do you see that?
Breakaway.
I don't know why they
breakaway.
I don't know why it's. I mean, granted, speed is cool, but the field is only 50 yards wide and 100 yards. I mean, you can only go so far speed. I mean, the greatest player I've ever seen, 4'6", Jerry Rice. So, I mean,
yeah, true. All right, last game. It is the Eagles-Packers on Monday night. Green Bay coming off of pretty damn embarrassing loss to the Carolina Panthers, where Jordan Love pretty much just threw the ball sideways or at the line of scrimmage all darn game. Had some goofy throws, which, let's clear the air here. That should have been pick six. That 100 yards should have been pick six. Romeo Doubs entirely stopped moving. Jordan Love threw the ball and Romeo Doubs had completely stopped, given up on play, didn't expect anything. And then Jordan Love throws the ball in. There's no Romeo Doubs to be found, which Jordan Love was clearly expecting. So let's clear the air on that one. But that game was just abysmal. Micah Parsons gets shut down. Pretty much the entire defense couldn't get to Bryce Young. And but like I said, Matt LaFleur likes to call a game depending on his opponent's how good his opponent is, right? So now that the Eagles are a very good opponent, they're probably going to see Jordan Love pass the ball a bit more, unlike other weeks where we play down to our opponents. So the Eagles offense obviously struggled to have anything going to begin the season. No identity whatsoever. A.J. Brown has the meeting with Hurts and Barkley, and ever since then, his numbers have been going up. In 2 games since then, he's been balling out. The Packers defense does still rank second in yards per play. They're holding opponents to 4.6 yards per play. They are 5th in rush yards allowed and 1st in pass yards allowed per play. So like I said in the other episode, I still love what the Packers defense is doing, and they're doing it with no type of like world beater talent at cornerback. In fact, their biggest hindrance on defense is the cornerback play, and they have one of the best pass defenses in football, in largely part thanks to what that pass rush has been this year. And they did, I'll keep this in mind, last year when they played in that Brazil game, and granted the field was shit, but Jeff Hafley schemed last year very well against Jalen Hurts, and he actually schemed very well against mobile quarterbacks all season. And it was a big reason why you didn't see guys like Rashawn Gary blowing up the sack numbers. He was playing a lot of contain. It was a much different type of defense than we would have expected, but Jeff Hafley did a really, really good job last year shutting down mobile quarterbacks. He knows how to do it, and the Packers defense might have to change up their game plan to do it again and take away Hurts' legs and force Jalen Hurts to beat you through the air. That said, they got a lot of pass catchers who can beat you through the air. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, Lord knows. The Packers just got smoked by Rico Dowdle, having a great season, but as good as Rico's looking this year, he ain't no Saquon Barkley. And that Carolina Panthers line, that ain't no Eagles offensive line. So Lord knows Saquon could go off for 200 this week.
Listen, that's why
I don't know who you taking.
I see you trying to kind of talk yourself into keeping your team and having hopes for your team and trying to be encouraged. But y'all gonna get y'all ass kicked again this week. It's gonna be a long week for you in the household, you and the wife and the dog. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a long week.
Don't do that to me.
Your worst part of your team is your DBs, and I think Jalen Hurts is starting to get his rhythm far as throwing the football, and it's been looking better because Saquon is starting to get his wheels rolling with the running game. So I just think it's gonna be an assault of running, throwing. It's just going to, and I don't believe in Mr. Parsons. He's never showed up against the Eagles, never played where he just took an Eagles game over. I just think it's going to be another long week for you. And it's cool because it's the Eagles, and you're seeing the team that you may have to play later down the line. So you can figure some things out and adjustments in film. But Austin, it's about to be another long week for you. It's going to be Eagles by 2 touchdowns. It's going to be bad too. I don't even think it's going to be close. No, I mean, I'm sorry, Austin. You my guy, like but I got to call it how I see it.
And you might not be wrong. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, Green Bay just knows how to match their opponent really well. And like I said, it makes it so they can't make any mistakes. And if they make a 1 or 2 mistakes, like, I don't know, Brandon McManus missing a field goal and then you lose the game by 3 points, that type of mistake, which I've seen happen way too many damn times with this team. It's been a weird season for Jalen Hurts. I got to throw that out there. Has not recorded a rushing touchdown in 4 of his past 6 games, which is weird. And he's actually been throwing a lot of passing touchdowns. So it's been like a opposite type of season for Jalen Hurts this year. And the Eagles finally got their stride going on offense, which is extremely unfortunate that it's they're heating up and then here come the Packers. But I guess it's going to be a good matchup, man. Like I said, I'm over here coping. I'm over here still going to always root for the Packers. And I am a backup Eagles fan, mind you. I will still always take the Packers no matter what. And it's, again, the Packers' biggest problem is the play calling. Jordan Love is going to make some silly throws. And now you got Tucker Kraft out. Tucker Kraft going out for the season right before the Eagles game is just breaks your soul. I mean, no matter when he goes, if you lose him for the season, breaks your soul. Matthew Golden's hurt. Christian Watson just popped up as questionable. So, golly, do we need him back? Obviously, when we played the Eagles and Watson was healthy, he had that massive breakaway touchdown when the Packers were starting to crawl back and almost seemed like they could win that game late. But until, with how shaky the Packers have looked in the first half of football games, the past 4 or 5 games, it just makes it so hard. If you fall behind the Eagles, man, good luck coming back.
Yeah,
so this game will really come down to what Green Bay can do in the first half, and I think they have to. It's hard because you have to keep the ball off the Eagles offense. You cannot let that Eagles offense start going to town. And that means you got to control it. You got to keep moving. But that scares me because that means Matt LaFleur is going to try to just keep running the damn ball. And we know that's not working this season. Then we won't pass the ball. And when we do, it'll just be a fucking screen pass. I'm nervous about what could happen. Like you said, I want to roll with the Packers. If I'm being realistic, I got to say the Eagles are going to win this game. If I'm being realistic. That said, the prophecy says when the Packers won the Super Bowl, we had like almost the exact same thing happen the 2010 year when we won the Super Bowl, where we got smoked by a bad team, came back and just did our thing, won the Super Bowl. So there is prophecy to say this could still be the Packers' year, and that's my cope.
Listen, I see you trying to hype yourself up, and I'm with you. I want to see y'all do well, but just not this week. I'm just telling you, just not this week. So, hey, God damn it! Yeah, it's all good though. Listen, just get your rant ready for the Tuesday show. Just get your rant ready.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's gonna.
You know what? If you lose to the Eagles, at least you lost to a Super Bowl contender. It's gonna be hard, and just make it a game. Gosh darn it, just make it a game. Show up in the first half for the love of Pete, and just trust Jordan Love a little bit. Just trust him. I showed you the stats. Just trust him a little bit for the love of God, Matt LaFleur. Let your quarterback play quarterback. We're talking about a guy with the 6th best passer rating in the NFL right now. Let him play a little bit of football. Let him sling it around. Your run game is not it. Your offensive line is not it. They're not doing well pushing the run forward up the middle. Just do something different.
I do want to see a game where he just got 50 attempts. I do want to see like a 55 attempt game. Just let him just go ham. Just 55 attempts.
Love it.
Yeah, just 55 attempts.
And of course, now they got Jalen Phillips on the Eagles, who is that should be only more fun for the Packers to have to deal with. He's a good pass rusher. I like Jalen Phillips, so I agree. And this could be the game. Eagles, this could be a game where it's very high scoring on both sides, or it's like 20-something, 20-something, because, again, that Packers defense is really good. I think they can hang with anyone. I think they can put the clamps on anyone any given week. And, hey, we got a competitive ball club. Let's see if Micah Parsons shows up. I'm going to need that pass rush to get 4 sacks. At least 4 sacks.
Don't bet on Micah. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Right.
Don't bet on Micah.
Who the Ravens got this week?
Whoever. Listen. I'm telling you right now, Austin. I'm gonna look at it right now. Whoever. Listen. I'm gonna tell you. I don't care who we play.
You think they're winning?
We're about to go on a 6-game winning streak. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We about to go on
You got the Vikings. Ooh, you got your boy JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, which I am a JJ
9
fan, but we're gonna kick their ass.
I'm gonna need you to beat them. JJ McCarthy
it's not gonna be close.
He's anointed himself the nickname 9 now. He's very much feeling himself after going 14 for 25. So he's feeling himself. He's got a lot of momentum, and we'll see. I need you boys to put him back in his pace.
NFC. Listen, go back and look at his record against NFC team. He kills NFC teams because they just don't see him enough. They don't know enough about him. He kills NFC teams. Trust me. He doesn't lose to NFC teams.
Hard to replicate what he does on the field in practice. You don't got anyone like that on your practice squad as your backup, as your starter. It's impossible to replicate going against Lamar Jackson in practice. So that's when you're on the NFC side of it. That's a son of a bitch. But all right, yeah, I need you to beat the Vikings. Thank you. All right, that's the show for today. Everyone get out there. College football is kind of mid this week. Nothing too crazy. BYU, Texas Tech is the big game that everyone will be watching. The 8-9 game, that'll be the big one. Otherwise, we got kind of a mid college football slate. Otherwise, y'all have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you as normal next week. Make sure to check out Juega House. Get your hat 15% off with code Sideliner Sports, SIDELINR space sports. And make sure to go check out the website to catch your favorite articles on your favorite teams and see the headlines from the bad guys across the division. Go see where your guys are matching up on the stats in our divisional focus stats. Everything like it. Make sure to go check out our clips on YouTube. If you miss an episode, we got all the big clips on there, all the shorts, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, you name it. I'm plugging it all right now. Pause. That's it. We will see you next time.
Peace out.